Close your eyes for a second. It's 1939. The room is thick with cigarette smoke. Glasses clink softly. Conversations fade into whispers. And then a woman steps into a single spotlight. Gardenias in her hair. Pain in her eyes. Her voice doesn't just sing. It bleeds. That woman was Billie Holiday. She didn't just give us music. She gave us words that turned into sayings, phrases people still repeat today when they talk about heartbreak, survival, and the cost of truth. But why do her words still echo nearly a century later? Why do her lines feel less like lyrics, and more like life lessons? Tonight, we're diving into some of the most powerful sayings connected to Billie Holiday, and the real reason they became unforgettable. If I'm going to sing like someone else, then I don't need to sing at all. This saying is popular because it speaks to authenticity. In a world obsessed with imitation, trends, and fitting in, Billie refused to copy anyone. She didn't have the biggest vocal range. She didn't have classical training like Ella Fitzgerald. But she had something rarer. Truth. People love this quote because it validates individuality. It tells artists, creators, and even everyday people. Your uniqueness is your power. And in the age of social media filters and viral formulas, that message feels more relevant than ever. You can be up to your boobies in white satin, with gardenias in your hair, and no sugar. This line is vintage Billie, poetic but cutting. It means you can look glamorous on the outside while struggling deeply on the inside. Why is it popular? Because it exposes illusion. Billie Holiday lived this contradiction. She performed in elegant clubs, wearing silk gowns, while battling poverty, addiction, and discrimination. The public saw glamour. She lived survival. Today, this saying resonates because it mirrors modern life. Perfect Instagram feeds hiding anxiety, designer outfits hiding debt, smiles hiding pain. It's brutally honest. And honesty lasts. Don't threaten me with love. Short. Sharp. Devastating. This phrase became iconic because it captures emotional exhaustion. It speaks to anyone who has experienced conditional affection, where love feels like control, not comfort. Billie's own relationships were turbulent and often toxic. So when she said this, it wasn't poetic exaggeration. It was lived experience. People repeat this line because it empowers boundaries. It says, "Love should not feel like fear." And that's a timeless truth. I've been told that nobody sings the word hunger like I do. This isn't just about food. It's about longing. Billie grew up in poverty. She understood hunger in every sense, hunger for security, respect, love, equality. This saying is popular because it reveals something powerful. The deepest art comes from lived pain. When audiences heard her sing songs like Strange Fruit, they didn't just hear notes, they heard experience. They heard history. They heard injustice. And that's why her voice felt different. It wasn't polished. It was personal. Sometimes it's worse to win a fight than to lose. This line reflects emotional complexity. Billie Holiday fought many battles, against racism, abusive relationships, and even the U.S. government after she performed Strange Fruit, a song protesting lynching. Winning often came at a cost. This saying is popular because it acknowledges a mature truth. Victory doesn't always mean peace. And in today's culture of constant argument, online debates, public feuds, this message feels surprisingly wise. Why Billie Holiday's sayings endure. Billie Holiday remains iconic not just because of her music, but because of her emotional transparency. Unlike many stars of her era, she didn't hide her scars. She wore them in her voice. She made vulnerability sound powerful. That's why her words became sayings. That's why they're quoted in documentaries, books, and classrooms. And that's why nearly 70 years after her passing, her influence still lingers in artists from jazz to soul to modern R&B. When people repeat her lines, they're not just quoting a singer. They're honoring a survivor. Imagine that smoky room again. The spotlight fades. The applause is heavy but complicated. Because everyone in that audience knows. They didn't just hear a performance. They witnessed truth. And truth, when sung by Billie Holiday, never really dies.